Well, good afternoon, guys. It is approximately, I guess around 2:30, almost 3. Don't have much time of daylight left. So, plan is, I'm gonna head out and collect that trail cam. I think I'm gonna bring it home today. The batteries must be starting to get low by now. But I want to pick that up, pack that out. I'm gonna stop a little bit and get a tea going. And I do want to talk to you guys a little bit about choosing a bushcraft knife. Just a little food for thought. I'm no expert, but there may be some of you out there who could use a little input. So I'm gonna keep on hiking up down here. We're still got quite a ways to go, but once we get there, we'll take a quick look at the trail cam. We'll get a little fire started in the stove and get some tea. So join me on the hike. Look how thick that brush is. You almost can't even see 10 feet in there. But as you travel inside, it's actually not so bad. And pretty good mushroom picking in there. So I went out fishing yesterday and turned out to be a pretty good day. Caught my first pike of the season. It was 33.5 inches long. I don't weigh the fish. Sometimes you could damage them, and when you try to put them back, they're kind of they don't make it. So I just check the length, pick them up. They feel fat, they look healthy, I'm happy. And it was minus 20 degrees yesterday with the wind chill. Pretty close today, it's about minus 18 right now. But we kept the fish out of the water for about 2 minutes. We're having a real hard time getting the spreaders inside of its mouth to be able to take the hook out. And anyway, we got him back. He swam away pretty nice. I got a pretty good picture of him too. Here, check this out. Not too bad, eh? Wasn't the monster I was hoping for, but it's a fish to be proud of. And we may have found a pretty good spot now that other spot has been fished out. And the good thing is, there's a lot of people walking around on the ice where we went, but there was only one other group of guys fishing, and they were locals, so that's pretty good. Anyway, after about a good 20 minutes of walking and talking here, we got to the clearing, which means we're pretty close. I'll give you a look at what we're looking at here. That's the trail where we came from. There's a big clearing. I don't know if this is still too close for hunting, but there's deer sign all around here all the time. So right over here to the left of me, I was coming down this trail here, passing by over there, and I saw a deer kind of walk into the brush there. So I'm fumbling to get my camera out. I start walking up slowly, and my camera battery was dead, so I said, okay, I'll use my cell phone. I go to take out my cell phone. I'm just about to push the camera button to get it to film, and my phone rings. And sure enough, deer takes off, and I missed the shot. I was so mad. Ever since that day now, when I come into the woods, the phone goes on mute. That's it. How's this guy for a widowmaker? Take a look at that. Broken off right there. Not too happy with walking under that thing. Well, we got some tracks right here going out that way, and we're pretty close to my camera. I'm hoping that you know where all this deer sign is, and there's actually moose around here too. I'm hoping that we get a good look at some on the camera, if the camera hasn't been stolen. But we'll see. We are just about here now. I just got to remember where I put it. So cross your fingers. We may just have to take the camera home and check out what we got when we get home. All right, we got the trail cam. Let's see if we can set up the stove somewhere and get a little chug of tea going, and we'll chat about some knives a little bit. Folks, now that the tea is ready, I just want to talk to you real quick about how I choose a bushcraft knife. The first and most important to me is actually the handle. I like my handles to be wood because they're better in the cold. I also like them to be, they have to be comfortable for my hand. I've eaten a lot of flack on my channel for a review I've done on another knife about reducing the, giving it a 7 out of 10 instead of a 9 out of 10 because of the handle. But the handle was not comfortable, so it gave me some hot spots and ligament pain because I was always having to squeeze the handle to keep it from twisting in my hand. The handle was just too small. So handles have to be comfortable, and I like them to be wood. I find micarta handles and other style synthetic handles tend to be they tend to soak up the cold and they stay cold. I don't like that very much. Now there are some maintenance that goes along with a handle like this. You will have to oil it from time to time, but besides that, it's going to be a very durable, strong handle that'll last a long time if you choose the right wood. Second thing is the steel. I prefer my knives to be around 1/8 thick. I find it's a good balance between wood processing and fine carving, and slicing even. You may find if I was going to choose between two knives, let's say they're both 1/8 and one of them is a flat grind and one of them is a Scandi grind, the flat grind is going to slice better than the Scandi, although they could be the same equal sharpness. They both could be hair popping sharp, but one's going to slice better than the other because of the geometry of the blade. When that comes down, when you're thinking about that, you have to start considering that a Scandi grind is more based on a wood processing style knife than it would be a flat grind. Flat grind is tending to be more towards a kitchen knife, which makes it more of a slicer and a cutter than it would be like a chisel style or anything like that. So that's something to consider too when you're picking up your knife. I also like my blade lengths to be 4 inches or less. I haven't had many longer blades, but I don't really like them. I find they're kind of too large and too clumsy for what I tend to use my knives for. Wow, we're running out of light. I'm gonna have to hurry this up. So, and then you have to pick your steels. If you're just getting started on sharpening knives, you may want to have something that's going to be more simple to sharpen. If you're not used to those super steels that are out there, they're hard to sharpen, but they do retain an edge longer. So that's something to think about. I like my steels. I like L6. I like 01 tool steel, and I like Canex 60, which you can only really get from XXX knives. But I can get my privateer so sharp it's crazy, and it holds an edge a real long time. You should check out my review on that knife. I do a bunch of splitting, bunch of feather sticking and all that stuff, and then I go and I shave my arm with it without touching it up in the field. So it's a really good steel. Materials. Sheath materials, I like leather, although they do retain water sometimes, but you just got to keep them well oiled and let them dry out properly. Kydex and plastic, I'm very pleased with. I find they're not as comfortable. They're not as comfortable and they don't look as nice as the leather, but they're much less maintenance. So, sorry guys, I'm starting to lose some daylight, so I'm going to pack up and talk to you while I'm walking. So I don't want to get caught out here in the dark. It's just going to suck. Bye. Try not to get discouraged. And don't get sucked into the whole you have to spend tons of money to get a good knife. Just not true. There are many good knives out there that you can get that aren't going to cost a fortune and that'll get the jobs done for you. So the next time you're in the market for a knife, try to use some of the criteria that I mentioned. Really give it some thought on what you want, why you want it, and I'm pretty sure that you'll be much more happy with your choice when you receive it. Now, one other thing I did mention. Which do you prefer, a production knife or a custom knife? Really, in the end, whatever you choose, you do a little research, you're going to find a really good knife for a reasonable price. There are guys out there. Anyway, guys, I got to kind of hoof it. You can really feel the temperature dropping now. And I don't know if you can see this, but if you look at my beard, I got snow and ice freezing to my beard just from my breath. I gotta pack this up and get out of here. It's amazing how cold it's gotten. You guys get out and explore. I'll see you on the next one, and be safe on the trails. Take care.